Hi, everybody. And let me go ahead and share. It's so good to see you. Don't tell anybody, but you're my favorite group. Uh, Arts are my heart too. So I love working with you guys. So today's session came from your feedback, your last feedback session that Wendy shared with me mentioned that a lot of you are interested in learning more specific things to do inside of Adobe Express. So I thought we would jump in there today. And this is a very timely activity because it's called the 12 Days of Creativity. And even though we only have 9 days or 4 days, 4 school days left, at least in our district. I think this would be a great activity to do with your kiddos during these last few days. It helps keep them engaged. And I also think that everything inside of here you can use for the rest of the school year at all. Um, I watch all of the same PDs as well that you do. And I was watching the one with Pam today that she was doing with Magic School AI with you and using the generator. So I just wanted to get some feedback from that. Have any of you tried using the AI image generator? Have you tried it with your kids? Feel free to unmute or chat either way. I see some smiles. That
No,
makes me happy.
no,
You did try it, David.
no.
Okay.
I'm old. I'm old school. You know that.
I know that, but I still feel like I can convert you.
I only got 2 more years, so
Okay, okay. Okay. So yeah, so with students using AI, I know that that's a difficult thing, especially depending on which tools that you have access to. So hopefully the one I'm sharing with you today, this one uses AI a little bit. You do not have to use the AI features, but this one is my favorite way to explore AI with students. And this is using Adobe Express. And so, for those of you who have been with me during the summer conference or maybe throughout last year, we dove into Adobe Express a little bit more. And so, what you need to know is that Adobe Express is free for all K 12 students and teachers. Again, it is free. And here I have the deployment guide. So, if you log into Adobe Express today and you see that it doesn't say education, then feel free to give this deployment guide to your IT. And this has been updated, so it will help them get you and your students set up to use everything that Adobe Express has to offer. And I'm hoping that you'll play with me today, that you will play with all of these activities and see just how easy they are. I just went in yesterday with a group of third graders and did an Adobe Express activity, and they were creating amazing videos and graphics and digital storytelling, and I didn't have to teach them anything. So it is very intuitive. So I hope you will give this a try. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started. If you would open a tab with me, if you want to play along, and where we're going is express.adobe.com. I'm sorry, new.express.adobe or express.adobe.com. Either one of those websites will take you there. Or you can also just Google Adobe Express and it will pop up for you as well. And while you're doing that, I've also dropped the resources into the chat so that you have everything we're going to be talking about today. So I'm giving you just a second to jump onto that website with me. If it asks you when you log in, if you were there as an educator or a student, go ahead and say educator. Of course, your students will say students. I love Adobe Express because it works seamlessly with their Chromebooks. So they can just use everything. It's just a license. They don't have to install or download anything. All of this works perfectly. Okay, if you have any trouble getting in, please let me know as we're going. Every now and then, some districts have blocked it, not realizing what it is, but this is a safe site. They will sign all of your data sharing agreements and all of the legal troubles that we have to go through in our district to get things approved. Adobe is on it. They want students to have this safe experience. Okay, so just a quick overview in case you have never seen Adobe before or never seen Adobe Express. It's very similar to Canva. So for those of our Canva users in the group, I love both tools. They both allow me to create presentations or infographics or posters or birthday invitations or wedding announcements, whatever you want to create, this is your tool. Um, as a matter of fact, creativity for all is their slogan. So as I scroll down, you can see that these are all the different things that I can create. You can tell that I have some quick actions here, such as removing background. So you can drag an image in, click this button, and it will automatically take out the background for you and make it transparent. You can animate characters. You can generate QR codes. If I have any Cricut users in the house, you no longer have to pay for expensive software to convert your files for you. You can use this quick action called Convert to SVG, and it will convert any file to that SVG file that you can use your Cricut to cut it out. So another one, this was very popular. It will edit PDFs for you. So I still have binders of activities and worksheets from when I first started teaching. I can upload those PDFs in here and it will turn it into an editable document for me. So just know that these are just some of the quick actions that I wanted to share with you today. Over on the left-hand side, the plus button, of course, will let me start a new graphic. Under that, if you see your stuff, this is where everything that you or your students create will be saved. So as soon as you open a project, it automatically saves that for you as well. Great. So classrooms, and we'll come back to that in a moment, but Adobe does have a new classroom feature where you can pass out a version of your template to every student and you can see them working in live time, in real time. So we're going to come back through these. I just wanted to point out some of those features just in case. I recognize almost everyone's name, so I feel like you guys have seen this before. But where I wanted to jump in with you today is up at the top where it says jump into the 12 days of creativity. And that's where we're going to go. So the first one I want us to try today, and here's why I love these. I love them for so many reasons, but mainly because we're going to try this first one called Design an Ugly Sweater. But whenever I open that up, you're going to see over on the right-hand side, these are guided activities. So there's a little video here. Um, there's a little video that your students can watch step by step, and it will guide them through what to do. So it will guide them completely through every single step of the way. So remember when I said I don't go in and teach the tool any longer? I don't. I just give them a template such as this, and they already exist for you. And then it's going to teach them all the skills that they need to know. Um, so there were two links. The first one I just put in the chat again is express.adobe.com. The second one I put in are our resources for today. So you can get to this activity where I'm at by scrolling down to where it says 12 Days of Creativity and going directly to this Design an Ugly Sweater link. Or if you're inside Adobe Express, you can click on the 12 Days of Creativity. And here we go. So I'm not going to make you watch this video today, but just know that you could hand this activity over to your students. You just share that link with them and they can watch this video and learn what to do. But I'm going to walk you through it. So design with me. The first thing I'm going to do is click on this ugly sweater in the middle, or festive sweater. I don't think it's necessarily ugly. I'm going to click on the sweater. And whenever you click on an object in Adobe, you get the editing options over on the side. So the one I want to find today, here's that remove background one that would automatically take the background out. But I'm going to click on the one that says generate image. So I hope you see that on the left side of the screen. And so you could describe absolutely anything that you would like this to generate. So, like you saw in Magic School students or Magic School AI with Miss Pam a while ago, is that you could also go in and have it generate an image. But a lot of districts have Magic School blocked right now. Hopefully, they don't have Adobe blocked. This is a safe way. So it gives my students a prompt here that they can automatically change. But I might say, I want a pretty pink, I'm just going to change what's in parentheses, knit sweater with, I'm going to say ballerinas and um, I'm going to say I want a nutcracker. And you can make yours say anything you want. Okay, so I just changed that prompt a little bit. If you're feeling spicy and you really want to change it up, maybe you want it to be a cotton blend t-shirt or you want it to be vertical stripes or polka dots, you can be as descriptive as you would like. And when I'm ready, and I can even change the concept, the content type, I'm going to leave that today, but I'm just going to go to the bottom and click generate. And it's going to spit out 4 different options for me to choose from. It's going to take a second. Oh, see, these are very festive and pretty. I would actually wear these. So I can click on each one to see which one that I want to use. And I think I'm going to go with this one for today. So it changed my sweater. Notice, again, you can be as detailed as you want. You could have changed the background to purple. You could have done anything you wanted. I can't wait to see these. So once you get it up there, we're going to have a place to share in just a moment. The second step that it would walk me through is that I can change the text. So again, once I click on the text box, then I'm able to edit the text. I can make it anything I want. I can change the font. I'm just going to say mine's Kelly's festive sweater, but you can make yours anything you would like. Awesome. So how are your sweaters coming along? Questions so far? Okay, so our steps would have walked us through more. I could have changed this background color. I'm just going to leave it for today. But here's what I would love for you to try. I would
I do.
love for, go ahead.
Am I supposed to start a trial edition?
If it's asking, great question. If it's asking you to start a trial, um, then that means that your district does not have it set up yet. And so what I'm hoping you'll do is go back and give this deployment guide to your IT department so they can set it up. In the meantime, as long as it doesn't ask you for a credit card, if it lets you jump in, then you're welcome to just try the trial today. Fortunately, we have most districts across the state have this ready to set up and go. And so it's kind of my mission to get it. I'm working very closely with Adobe to get it everywhere so that you see that education version in the left. Mr. Evans, you can hear me, right? You guys can hear me, right? Okay, just checking.
Yeah, you're
Okay,
great. Great.
okay,
Loud and clear. Good,
okay.
Kelly.
I just wanted to make sure. I know someone couldn't hear me, so just wanted to check. Anybody else having any troubles getting in? Okay, great. Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad it's working. Okay, so here's what I would love for you to do. I just put another link in the chat. It's the bit.ly KEDC play. So what I would love for you to do is to either take a screenshot of your design or you can download it as well. I'm just going to take a quick screenshot and I'm going to jump over to that link I just popped in the chat and ask that you come through and paste it on an empty slide so that we can collect these all in one place. So if you want to take a screenshot, that's great. And if you don't, then I can come up to the top right-hand corner and notice there's a share button here where you or your students, this is so easy to share in Adobe. You could click this and get a link, just like you do with your Google products or Canva products. It would let you get a link that people could view, or I could change this that anyone could see it. I could also have a view only link. And I could also pop this into Google Classroom. And I'm sorry that it has a few people blocked. I hope you could watch today and then ask your IT people to get it set up for you. Yes, and please don't do it if you're driving. Also, there is a new Adobe Express app that exists for your phone or an iPad. Just be aware it doesn't have all of these AI features just yet. So not all the features are there, but there's still a lot that you can do. So very quickly, we were able to create these festive sweaters, and I see some people popping theirs over here. These are great. I love it, Kayla. Oh, it's a very fall sweater. And I don't think these are ugly at all. I would totally wear these. I love Megan's. I love the guitar. These are amazing. And so you can do this with reverse prompting as well. We could have our gallery walk where we're looking at these as a classroom, and we could have the students guess, what words do you think that Megan had to use in her prompt? And so then they would have to look for those details and look for those context clues, and they could do that reverse prompting. Um, Something else that they could do is talk about how they might not have gotten it right on the first try. Maybe it doesn't look like exactly what you wanted it to. So how can you go in and change that to see what it looks like? That's okay. So Laura, I can tell yours is on you did a really cool invitation. I'm not sure if you meant to do that or not, but it clicked that template for you. Let me see if I drag the screenshot over. So instead, if you click here on this template in the middle, it should take you to the sweater activity. But if anybody's going to have an ugly sweater party, that is a really amazing invitation template that you could use as well. So this is all fun, right? Oh, these are beautiful. You guys are doing a great job. So while you're finishing those up, let me just take this a step further. We're using this for being fun and silly right now, talking about these festive holiday sweaters or festive winter sweaters. But something else you could do is use this as part of an assignment that you have coming up. I love it, Megan. Um, I hope you all don't mind that I'm clicking on these, but they're too good not to share. And so think about a character study that you're doing. Maybe you just finished reading a book in your class, or maybe you're studying about an artist, or maybe you're studying a certain play, or maybe I don't know, the sky is the limit here. So think about something you're teaching right now, and how can you turn around and use that content, those standards, to have your students design these sweaters? Maybe they have to include 3 different elements from that character trait. Maybe they have to include a character element as well as a setting feature. So think about how you could use this. Oh, these are so cute. I think you all could just like totally sell these and do that as well. If you're teaching art, I think you could also talk about elements of design, right? We have to talk about balance and we have to talk about unity. We have to talk about complementary or contrast. And so I think you could, even though this is just a fun, quick activity, think about how you could turn around and use that with your content. And if you're thinking of those things, you could pop those in the chat and share with everyone as well. I'm going to pause for a second and see if you have any questions about this activity. Okay, just kind of recapping.
Where
We
did you
found,
like start from?
yeah, good question. So I started from, I'm going to go back home. This is right now on our featured page. And so it's living right here under the 12 days of creativity. And the first one I did is here, but there's only 2. So if I click on view all, then I'm able to see 12 different activities right now that you could hand over to your students. And sharing with them is so simple because you can either have them come in to Adobe Express and get there the exact same way, or just you come into Adobe Express and click this little link, and then I can turn around. Oh, and I think Emily just did that too, is I can share that. Oh, I love it. Is that yours as well? I want to see it. I was able to share that template link with you. Oh, it wants me to have access. So Emily, if you'll open the access, I'll click it again. And so that's where we found those. And that's the great thing about Adobe is you can go in and find, and I'm going to show you where all of them are, but um, all of these templates already exist. These are called guided activities. Adobe has a group of educators, of ambassadors who create these specific activities and they put them in here for you to use. So they're ready-made to go. Oh, that's okay, Robin. They're going to stay here for you. So make sure you can play. Yeah, please, if it's being silly today, then feel free to watch. And then I have the step-by-step tutorials built in our little handout over here that you'll be able to go through. Okay, so keeping that playground open. There are so many different activities that you can do within those 12. So the second one I wanted to show you, because with the Christmas sweater, we learned how to use the AI to generate an image. Oh, it's okay. I'll go back and show you. So the second template that I wanted to share with you today is that you can use character animation. So this one is creating a video. So with our sweater, we were just doing a basic design, but this one template is using a video. And again, I'm going to just go back. I came just to express.adobe.com, and here were those 12 days of creativity up at the top. And I was able just to click view all and find which one I wanted. So the one I'm looking at right now is this animate your open mic act. And I can put the link directly in the chat if you want to find it there as well. And again, I'm sorry if it's not letting a few friends log in. We will get that fixed for you with your district. So if I were to watch this video, it's going to walk me through step by step. And this is probably my favorite activity to use across any grade level or any content area. And it's the animate feature. So if I come over on the side now, notice I have templates, I have media, I have text, I have elements. I can add any of those things to my page. If I wanted to add a video of someone playing the guitar, I could come search for that under media. If I wanted to add text to my page, I would just click text and I'm able to add text up here. The one I want to try right now, if you want to play along, if not, feel free to watch, is media. So I'm under media, and next I'm going to click on videos. So I clicked media, and then up at the top, I wanted to pick a video. And this is an amazing activity to do with kids because you'll see it's new, it's a newer feature, and it says animate characters. So I went to media and then videos, and then now I can animate my character. And you can choose any character. There are tons and tons and tons of them. Here's all of them. If I were to scroll through, sorry, it takes a second to load when I'm on Zoom. So I could pick any of these characters, or I could limit it to say, I want to pick something in the winter time. And then I could pick any of these characters. I think I'll pick the snowman for now. And I picked that I'm just going to leave him as a transparent background right now. But notice you could come up here and give him a background. Now, unfortunately, this won't work while I'm on Zoom, but if I click record, we'll pretend that it is going to work. And I could say, hello, welcome to our class. And I wish I could think of a wintertime snowman joke right now, but I can't. So if I'll pretend, and I recorded it. David, that's a great question, and I'm going to answer that in just a second. Okay. I should have checked with your districts before I presented this today. We did this with the recharge group, and there were only like 2 or 3 people that couldn't get in out of like 100. So I'm so sorry it's giving troubles today. But what this is doing, it's letting me animate a character. And in a moment, if I were not on Zoom, it would pick up my own voice and it would move the character's mouth to go along with my voice. And it takes it just a second, but he's going to pop in now and I'm able to resize him. And I would, if I were to play this video and I weren't on Zoom, you would be able to hear me talking. Oh, great. So the full screen to see. Yeah, I love that. So here is our animation of our character. And so creating this video inside of Adobe is so easy to do. I can even come in and add another scene now. I can go back to media and video and I can animate a different character. So now I'm starting to have dialogue, right? I could have my snowman and then I could have my reindeer talking and then maybe I wanted um, the elf to come in and then the Christmas tree to come in. And I could do as many of these different characters as I want. So I was asked a question, can you draw your own character? So as of right now, you cannot. But what you could do is just go to Adobe Express and use the drawing tools over on the side. And actually, I'll show you where those are. I could just come over and add elf elements, and I could even just come in and draw my own or include my own characters if I wanted to draw it and just snap a picture and upload it into here. And then when I go to add a character, there is an option just to find a mouth. So I can say I want a mouth only, and it would let me record my voice to just that mouth. And then I'm able to put that mouth over top of my drawing. So I do have lots of art teachers or all teachers actually who will let students, they're drawing their own on paper, they're holding it up in front of their Chromebook cameras, they're snapping that picture, and they're putting their own character here that they're able to animate. So that's a little cheat for that as well. So again, it's just a really quick and easy way to let students come in and add these characters and start to add their own dialogue. So take that a step further. Think about the content area that you're teaching. Maybe again, you've just finished reading a story, or maybe you have an artist who wants to talk about their painting, or maybe you want students to practice different parts of their script. Um, and then you could just add these different characters in here and let them take on that voice. I love using animation with characters because um, there are so many students like myself. I'm this student who would have been afraid to talk in front of a classroom, or I really don't want to video my face and listen to myself talk and see my actions. But if I could become the snowman, you're more likely to get some information out of me. Oh, yay, Lynn. Let's check it out if you don't mind. We'll check out the sweater because I wanted to see it earlier. Oh yeah, okay. There it is. Yes. So I'm able to see her character now. And I'm not sure if I can hear it if I'm on Zoom, but she's playing the guitar. I love that. Um, think of all the ways that you could use this and feel free to pop these in too. You could sing the song of the day. You could introduce your class this way. It could be your bell ringer. Think of all the different ideas that you have. I love that. I love it. I love it. And so what I should have told Lynn earlier is that when you're sharing, because she figured it out, I'm so proud of you, and that you can come down and say that anyone with that link can comment on that. So change it just like you would a Google slide. Lynn, I love that. I can't wait to hear it. Okay, questions so far? Okay, keep thinking. Interrupt me if you think of one. So far we've looked at two different things that we could do. We looked at this design a ugly Christmas sweater where they could use AI to design anything they want. And it doesn't just have to be a sweater. Remember that you could have them create anything, absolutely anything you want. Then there's also this animate with your open mic. So it was letting us create a video with characters. So those are two. Let's look at one more. So the one I wanted to another one that I wanted to share with you. Let's look at this design your creative hero card. And it's in the bottom left-hand corner. Again, you can do any of these, but I'll check out this one. Because again, you don't have to know how to do any of this. You can hand this over to your students. The little video over here on the side will walk them through step by step how to do all of this. So it will say you need to click here. And remember, when I click on that image, it lets me come up and say, I want to generate an image over here on the side. So the prompt they used is create a vibrant, retro-inspired pop art portrait of a girl who has a bold neon colored green hair styled in a bob, abstract with bursts of color and dynamic shapes. And it goes on and on. So, a very different prompt from what we saw earlier, right? They're having to be very descriptive. They're having to really think about how I can get this to look like what I want. And then think about all the different art styles and art teachers help me out here. Is it Jackson Pollock? Is that the right artist that does this style? Correct me if I'm wrong. It's been a while.
Kind of like
Um,
Jackson Pollock,
well, oh, Andy Warhol.
Andy
Is that
Warhol. Yeah, Andy
okay?
Warhol's who you're looking at.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you all. I'm a dancer, not an artist. I want to be. Thank you. Thank you. But you could do this, right? So maybe if I wanted Jackson Pollock's style, I would have to talk about what words we would have to change that prompt to get that style. Or if we wanted a Picasso style, what words would I change that prompt to? Emily had another great idea. They could create the cover for your choir concert programs. Absolutely. And think about what that would look like. And go ahead and try that while you're in here today. You can click that image and you could change this prompt for anything you want it to be. Absolutely. Robin, I love these ideas. Please keep them coming. You could generate postcards for when you study Kentucky. Yeah, and try it. You can actually go ahead and change that prompt. I want to create a postcard and I want it to be this and I want it to include this. Absolutely. You could even create it and share it as a template with your students. So if you get it the way you want it, you can come up to share and, oh, they're working on it. It's going to take it a second to generate. Here we go. And this is what we were doing earlier. So this is what Lynn, thankfully, she was brave enough to share her link here. But you can also come down and say, I want to make this a template. And then now it will save that template that you can share out with your students. So you can come in and create these from scratch, or you can use ready-made templates as well. What other ideas do you have? Um, I just had a teacher who did this they just finished a novel and she assigned each one of her students a different character and they had to come up with a trading card. And so they have their design on the front and then they had to design the back as well. And they had to list out the character traits and tell me what the character liked and what they disliked and what their biggest conflict was. And then they were able to share those and to have a great study guide, a very great visual study guide as well. Same thing with a history assignment. Recently have seen an American Revolution set where the kids each had to design this this comic book trading card for a different American Revolutionary character or historical figure, sorry. And then they had to write on the back their greatest achievements or their conflicts as well. So think about how you can use this in your content area as well. I'm pausing. Do you have any questions so far? Okay, if you do, please stop me and we'll answer those as we go. So just again, these 12 days, these will probably go away after Christmas. This is called their featured section. So this little, I'm sorry, you can't see where I'm pointing, but this big blue area where it says 12 days of creativity, this part is always changing. So Adobe has these amazing monthly challenges, or they'll come up with just challenges that they would love for you and your students to do. And they'll often ask that you share those and they'll give away great prizes. I've gotten a great Stanley Cup before from Adobe. I've gotten teddy bears. I just got a pickleball set, the paddles and the balls because they want you to create and to share, and they will reward you for doing that. So make sure to look out for those challenges as well. Twitter or X is the best place to keep up with those challenges, and I have that little hashtag for you in a moment as well. So this section will start to disappear, but it will be replaced with something amazing. But your students over on the right, if they want to make a video, click it. If they want to make a graphic or do that animation, once they've learned those skills, they can come in and start from scratch. So if you're interested in learning more about these things,
Okay.
over on the side where it says learn, these are those great tutorials. So for my few friends who were not able to log in today, and I'm really sorry about that, um, once you are able to get logged in, please don't give up. Log in, and these tutorials are here. They're just very quick, like 30 to 60 seconds of clips of how to do something, how to make a video, how to change the text. These are amazing resources for you to do. Under that, and this is where I would love for us to jump now, is where it says educator resources, because this is where the magic is at. These are what I was talking about. Those Adobe evangelists, as they're called, create all of these amazing things for teachers. You'll notice if I scroll down, I can search by content area. I can search for templates that have been created. I can start with full lesson plans. So there are lesson plans in here that you can just use as they are and turn around and use them with your students. What I wanted you to show you today, though, are these guided activities. And so you'll see them here. These, I showed you the ones already, the 12 days of creativity. Those are guided activities. A guided activity means it has those little videos in there where you can just hand them over to students and they will walk through them on their own. So you don't have to be an expert. Your students will just guide and follow along. I wanted to share a few with you today. I love this one. It's the created generative AI character, and this one is a paper doll. Sorry, and I want to jump back and share the link with you. Oops. I wanted to put the link in the chat as well in case you wanted to play along. I also have it linked on our resource, or you can find it here in Adobe. Either way, just trying to make it accessible for you. This one is so fun, and I'm going to ask for your ideas as well, how you could use this with your kiddos. Number one, same thing. I click on the character to get those editing options. I can come over to the side to generate that image. So you can tell what the paper doll is working or wearing, sorry, what the background would look like. So this is another great activity for character studies, um, artist studies, actors, whatever you want it to be. Maybe your students are designing their own play or designing their own story, and you could have them design their characters to go along with their books or with their stories. So they could work collaboratively. um, I could invite another student. I could come up to share as soon as it loads. And just like Google, I could say that I want to give someone access to this. And I'm just going to type in my coworker. And then I can give them access to edit as well. So they're allowed to jump on with me. And we could go ahead and design all of our characters here together. You could include their descriptions. And as I'm talking, I hope you will be able to type some ideas over in the chat. So if it doesn't have the teacher resource, then once we get your account upgraded to that free version, it will be there for you. That makes me sad. So if you're not seeing the teacher resources, make sure to come back home. And to get home, you can click on Adobe's little icon in the top left corner. Oh, composer highlights. I love that. What other ideas do you all have? And these could remain digital, or you could print them out and have them hanging along the hallway, make a gallery walk for your students to learn. Or for my friends who are ready for this, you could even animate this character. So I won't do it right now, but I could come over to media and videos, and I could do this animate characters again. And this would be that example of where I would come up and say, I only want that mouth, mouth only. And then I could pick the mouth and record my voice, and then it could be that character talking or that composer talking. Oh, I love that idea, Lynn. So yeah, if they compose the character, they could use the animate feature to introduce themselves in the classroom in that presentation style. I love it. Great ideas. Yes, this is so much fun. Um, and I'm really pushing it to you. I do not work for Adobe. I do not get any kickbacks off of this presentation. I'm showing it with you and pushing it because I see it work daily. I visit 70 schools and I classrooms of all ages, kindergarten all the way up through seniors love this activity. It is just so easy to do, and you could use it for any activity. So I hope you'll give this a try. If nothing else, let's give this animating a try. Okay, so this was the paper doll one. There are so many more. I wanted to show another one, so I'm just going to jump back home and click on Educator Resources. And this time I wanted to share this gratitude journal because this one doesn't use AI or the video, just a very simple journal. We use this one a lot over Thanksgiving, but I think we need to be reminded of gratitude daily. And so I even know teachers that use this and they have students do it weekly or through each unit. But it's very easy. This template is easy to use because they can just come in and click on these words to change them. Remember, anytime you click on anything in a template, you're just ready to type your own. I can even say that I want to change this font. You just click it and you can change it to absolutely anything over here in the left. So once I click on it, I'm able to edit. I can change the date. Oh, it's not Tuesday. I'll just say it's December 16th. Okay, so you can change that, any of the text. To get these little elements, if I wanted to replace it, I could, or I could come over on the left and I could search for absolutely anything. So I'm grateful for KEDC because I learn a lot. And then you're noticing some other things happening over on the side as I'm typing. It's putting each little element in its own little box over on the right-hand side because this is teaching the students layering. For example, see how my name is disappearing behind this Post-it note? When I click on something, it highlights it over here in the layer, and then all they have to do is drag and drop them. So I want to drag the Kelly, there's a lot of layers up here, all the way to the top, and that's how I was able to bring my words in front. And it will teach them that in this little video. You do not have to remember this at all. But very quickly, this is just a quick little example of how you could use just simple text and elements with your students. They could definitely do this, Emily, with their favorite moments or what they accomplished in a concert and definitely upload that. Absolutely. And if they want to talk when they're there, they can even come through and say, I want to record my own audio. And they could even talk over top of this and make it into their own little video as well. So they could talk or type. And you definitely have that as evidence. Any other thoughts as we're going of how you could use this with your kids? These templates, looking at them always give me so many great ideas because I will be like, well, how can I use that? And I'll just jump into these, um, like for social studies. This is a really easy way for them to make a quick music video or a time capsule. So if they had to show a timeline of Degas, they could make this quick little video and just put their information in. So you can do this by subject area. I can look at different examples. I think I clicked on one for language arts. There are tons and tons and tons. So I want to be quiet for a second because for my friends who were able to get in, what I would love for you to do is click around for a second and see if you can find one of these. Remember, if you come back to the home page, then you should be able to click on Educator Resources at the bottom and find these amazing guided activities. So I'm pausing for a second. If you have questions or comments,
Kelly, you've got a couple questions, and you may have hit this one up there. I had to turn my camera off a second and step out, but from Robin, could this one generate postcards when we study Kentucky? You may have already answered that question.
yeah, we did, but I'm glad you asked it because
Yeah.
we definitely could.
And then you have a question from Emily. Down at the bottom, is this something that students could do their favorite moments or what they accomplished in a concert and upload to Elevate? So,
Yes, we talked about that one too.
all
Yes,
right.
thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. I hope I didn't miss any.
Kelly, what did you say about the 12 days of creativity would go away?
Mhm.
Like, is it just hidden somewhere in there, or can we go to your link that you sent us and we can still use it?
Yes, so they'll still be there. I shouldn't say they'll go away. They just might not be in this featured area. So on the homepage, there's this featured area at the top. And so in January, they'll probably have something about goal setting or about making your New Year's resolution, goal setting, and they'll feature that here. But these will always live under these educator resources at the bottom. And then they're going to stay here under these guided activities. Yes. And I love these guided activities. These are new. These are relatively new where they have started putting these in here. But these little videos over on the side, um, I think it's just powerful because Adobe understands the benefits of rewindable learning, right? If you're like me, I'm on YouTube all the time learning how to do something and I'll miss it. I'll like watch it, I'll pause it, and then I'll try it, and then I'll rewind it, and I'll do it again, and I'll keep doing it till I get it right. And so Adobe, I love that they have these little videos and it shows them. I'll let this one play for a second, but it's going to tell them. I know we can't hear it because we're on Zoom, but it will tell them exactly where to click. It will show them where to click and it will tell them exactly what they need to do. And so it's just powerful. Oh, it could be Caitlin. I love that. She feels like this could be used to teach mood in such a fun way. And it really could. Anybody have ideas or want to expand? I'll give an example, but I'll see if anybody else has one too. I'm practicing my wait time. It's so hard for me because I just love to talk about it. I get so excited. Um, One way I saw mood, Caitlin, is that the students were making a video and they had to come in and say, I want to define media. And so if they were talking about, uh, let me just think of, don't know what content area you teach, but let's say that we were talking about Starry Night and I saw they put in the image of Starry Night and then they had to come up to audio and they had to find this built-in audio that kind of would play along to show the mood of that painting. And then they took the picture of Starry Night and they came over to Elements and they changed it so that it was all warm colors instead. So instead of the blues, it was like all reds and oranges. And then they had to come back to the audio and find music that went with and talk about how the color scheme could change the mood or the music could change a mood. So that might be a very simple example, but it absolutely could be used in so many fun ways. And this video feature is so powerful, but I think it's underused. In the olden days, when I first started teaching, making videos took weeks and months because we had to upload to this fancy equipment, but it is no longer like that. I can now come to media and say, I want to find a video about Christmas trees. And these videos are populated. They use Adobe stock, remember, which used to be very expensive to use these, but now we get access to them for free. So we have this beautiful video. I can come back to media and say, now I want audio to go along with that. And it now put this beautiful music. Sorry, you can't hear that because I don't have it turned on for Zoom. But you see how easy it is. And then I can come over now and say, I want to add text to this. And it's hard to see it, but that's okay because we can edit that. Anything I click on, I get access to come over and change it. And I have made a video in like less than 5 seconds. So just showing you that. Mary Beth had the idea of New Year's resolutions. Yes, and setting setting goals for the year. And I'm pretty sure that in that featured area where 12 Days of Creativity, Adobe always has the best activities for the upcoming year. So check back in January and look at this for a ready-made activity for your students because I really feel like it's going to be there. Any other questions or comments about that? I know I didn't go into it today. Today, my main goal was just to show you those 12 days of creativity because I wanted you to get just a good start. But if you wanted to learn more about Adobe, I'm here. Reach out anytime or use those tutorials. If you are new or if you've been using Adobe for a while, I just wanted you to have something new as well, and that's Adobe Classrooms. So just letting you know that they exist now. You'll even say it says new, but I'm able to create these classes now and just share that link out with my students to join. And I'm able to click on their work and see this in real time. So this is a great new feature. It's different than Google Classroom. You can still use Google Classroom and share, but I love this because I can come in and just click on this. So you can tell I have 2 students in this classroom, and if they were in here working right now, I would be able to see their work in real time and give feedback and collaborate. And so I love that feature. Carly asked if it's okay to share these. Yes. Oh, please share them. Adobe is amazing. They want you to share. Again, all of this is free. So please give that deployment guide to your IT people and set it up. If they have any problems, I also had that email address linked for them. Let me jump back to it so you'll know what I'm talking about. Here's the deployment guide, and it walks them through step by step on how to get those licenses installed. It's so quick and easy. Our IT people even put it in the waffle for our students to make it easy. And this email address, you can email them if they have any problems, and they will call them and help them work through any. And if your students create anything or you're creating, please share them with me on Twitter as well, or X, sorry, I keep saying Twitter. And I also linked Adobe's hashtag. They love to see what you're creating. And if you follow their hashtag, then you can keep up with those monthly challenges as well. So yes, Mary Beth, if you will, this deployment guide right here, if you were not able to get in today, and I'll show you what I mean by not get in. If I'm on Adobe's homepage, if I go to Adobe Express and I see in the top corner Adobe Express for Education, that's what you want to see. And that's how you get all of this content that people are paying hundreds and hundreds of dollars for free. So all teachers and all students in the world have Adobe Express for free. Your
So
tech
you have
department,
Adobe, you have a, can you hear me?
now I can. It
Okay.
was cutting.
So mine does not have the Adobe Express for Education, the one that I have up. It just says, Adobe Express.
Okay. Is it letting you access all of the content that we talked about today?
I have everything except for educators' resources.
Okay, great. So it wouldn't hurt to contact your IT department and just let them set up those free licenses. It's really quick and easy for them to do and push that out to your district.
Okay.
Okay,
So I
yeah.
mean, my account worked from this last summer.
Oh, good.
Like
I'm
I
so
went in
glad.
and typed in and it let me in, but apparently we didn't do an education thing. So
Yeah, I don't know if they've made a change. I'm not sure what's happened, but I know that I want you to have this is an amazing premium resource that we get for free. So I hope that you all will take full advantage of it. But this is the link right here. This is the deployment guide that you'll give to IT. So send this to them and it just walks them through. You can tell it's a pretty quick little easy setup for them. And if they have any problems, if they'll just email this email address, Adobe will work with them to get them set up step by step. If your IT, sorry, last thing, if your IT people argue with you, well, we don't pay for Photoshop licenses, and I'm going to click on this little Adobe waffle and explain. Adobe Express is the lighter versions, but it's a full version. So your maybe your high schools or middle schools purchase the subscriptions to like Photoshop or Lightroom or Animator or those more expensive, robust programs. This is totally different. Okay. So yes, those cost money. Adobe Photoshop costs money, but Adobe Express does not. It is free. So just hand them this deployment guide and it will walk them through anything. And if they need to reach out to me as well, I'm glad to explain all of that, but the quickest way is to go directly through Adobe. Okay, we covered a lot. I'm curious to see if you have any questions. What I would love for you to put in the chat right now is one thing that you want to try with your kids before the break.
Hey, Kelly, can you leave that link up there for more than 1 second?
Absolutely.
Like for
This,
10 seconds so I can see it?
yeah, actually, and this, I'm going to put this back in the chat for you. If you'll open this up. Sorry, let me jump to here. I'm going to put this link in the chat. So if you'll open this up from the chat, this is the presentation for today. So just send this directly to your IT people and they can click on it as well. The ugly sweaters, yes. Nothing before the break. Okay, and that's fair. Hey, I get it. We have a lot going on. But if you need an early time finisher or early finisher project, this is a great quick activity to hand over to your kiddos. Animated videos. I love that. Oh, and with 4 days left, I'm brave for like telling brave or silly one for saying, "Hey, try this with your kids." But album covers. Oh, I love that. I love that, Katie. Hey, do your kids create podcasts at all? Because podcast covers are so, yeah, I see lots of head shaking. There's even templates in here already for podcast covers too. So yeah, those resolutions, those goal setting, great way to do it. Um, let's see. David, I think that's correct. I'm just going to paste it right below you just to be sure. Yeah, there we go. That's it. The characters designs, the podcast covers. That's it. Oh, good. You have my heart. Please try something. And even if you don't get a chance to do it with your kiddos, take some time for you. This is fun learning as well. So jump on and jump on as well. I have a private question about will the chat be accessible? I'm not sure how the chats work with the recording, but I do know that this is going to be added to your session wakelet. So the
Yeah.
same page you've registered and the same page where the feedback is, that resource will be linked there for you as well. And
Yes.
so you'll have that.
Thank you, Kelly. You saved me a lot of words there.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's okay. I'm glad you did it. So yeah, perfect.
Yeah, I want to make sure you have everything. So. Oh, thanks for letting me hang out with you all. I hope you learned one new thing today, and I hope that if it was a struggle to get you all set up, we'll do whatever we can. And I'm hanging around if you have any questions. Mr. Evans, I'll be quiet now and let
It's
you.
Jim. It's Jim, Kelly, just
Sorry,
Jim.
get to it.
So anyway, well, thank you, Kelly, so much. We love it and appreciate you again. Kelly is just a part of our KEDC Grants family, and she's just one of us. So she always brings just exceptional sessions every time we have it. So
Oh, thank
please
you.
let us, yeah, absolutely, you do. Please let us know if you have any questions. I, like Kelly, will hang on, not for tech questions. If that happens, then I'll refer to her. But if you have a question about KEDC grants or whatever it may be, or if you have a personal, whatever, personal professional, as you know, we're always here to help. So thank you so much, Kelly, and good to see you all. And I know we've got quite a few sessions this week, so more than likely I'll be seeing you all again. So I'm going to